eEdge Part 1 class. And eEdge is your go-to for your business. It is interactive with all of your emails, your reminders, all of your contacts are in there, all of your database management is in there, all of your campaigns are in there. You can actually search. Clients can go to your site and that's where they show up. If they go to your eEdge site, they automatically go there. If they go to your eAgency site, you need to set up the same email that is in our system for your eEdge, which is usually whatever your name is. Like Lisa and I were talking this morning, it's lisawalker.kwrealty.com. That is the email that will automatically populate the bottom of all your campaigns. If you don't have those set up, if you want a picture there, we're going to go all of those places so that you can see how to interact with eEdge on a daily basis, because this should be the place that you go first thing in the morning. You're checking to see what you set up as reminders, what kind of emails you got from clients, what kind of properties that they're looking at if you have pros. So there's a number of things that you can interact with eEdge about along the way. For our .loop class on the first, and then this month we're actually going to have the last Monday of the month. It's a MyKW tour of the website itself and .loop. That will be on the first or the last Monday of the month as well. I'm going to be gone from the 1st till the 10th, so I want to make sure you know that. If you're in my coaching program, you'll still be hearing from me. We'll be doing some conference calls while I'm gone, so that anybody that needs help, I'm going to be there.
We wouldn't go to another one of the brokers, another like Pete or somebody, Cindy, or we should keep coming, directing our questions to you.
Typically, you're going to direct most of your questions to me, unless it's a broker question. You had an offer or you had a mutual release, he needs to sign those. I can sign them in his absence, but typically most of your questions are going to be directed to me. So if you have things that you need questions to, you can either email me or you can add me to loops, which I'm going to show you how to do that. And so just know that I'm only a phone call or text or email away. So don't let that concern you. And you don't have to be concerned at all. Perfect.
I'm not concerned.
Okay, so the best way at this point, what I'm finding is this morning, Lisa and I had a problem when we tried to go into view contacts. So if I click on view contacts, sometimes I'm getting an error message. I think that's an internal thing, not our problem. But just so that you know, you can always go to the plus sign and go in as well, and then all you're going to do is go to your All Contacts tab in your dashboard. So think about your dashboard as your go-to for everything to do with your business. So right across the top, you'll see that there are tabs. It actually calls it your dashboard, so really important for you to know that. So when we're talking about, have you been to your dashboard, that's what we're talking about in eEdge. And the way you get to it is either by clicking on my contacts or the plus sign. So the messages are my plus, or the plus sign. Your email tab is fully loaded, so it's inbox. It's got a way for you to archive. It's got a way for you to send messages from there. It shows you what you have sent. You can compose an email from there.
My twick@kw.com is not showing up.
No, that's not the one that's going to show. So let's go to the admin tab first. So the admin tab is about 3/4 of the way over, and we're going to go to my account. So what email do you have in that tab?
Tracy Blake at KWRealty.com. But that's not on my business card though, so.
Okay, but that is the one that all of your marketing out of eEdge is going to come from, unless you make a call to Market Leader and have them change it. That is an external fix, not an internal fix.
Okay.
So you can't go into this profile because it's developed by KW. Question? Nope, understood that. We talked about that this morning. And so your login, your website, all of the information that's on here is driven basically from Keller Williams. And this is a pretty static website. It's built, all you're doing is compiling a few little details in your edit detail section and you're good to go. So if you have your picture down below, it will actually populate to all of your marketing campaigns. So those create marketing campaigns, what's going on it is what's in this page. Pretty critical. And so a lot of people don't understand that, and there's only a couple of choices that you're going to make about changing websites here. This is the consumer client type website. So if a client is coming here to do a search, do a number of things, they're looking for a house, they're looking to list their home, if you're advertising in a campaign, this is where they would respond. So, once we have that set up, there's general information, and we just want to make sure that when you're taking a look at your website, that one of the things that you want to make sure is in fact working is when you go to this website where the tab is, and you go to main text underneath it and open it up, you can view what your home page looks like. You see where it's highlighted there, underlined in blue? And that will show you what your website looks like. Not all of these websites are identical, and it will populate some things, but what you want to see that it populates is IDX. IDX is a critical piece for you to have on your website so that people can actually go in and search and find properties on the MLS. If they're going to your website, they can do that 3 or 4 times before they're required to register.
Deb,
Yes.
when you and I were walking through this exercise with both the websites, do you recall which website I had the IDX set up? I believe it was the...
It's automatically on this one.
Oh, is it? Okay.
What tab is it that will find that view my website on?
Okay, we're going to go back there.
Okay.
So when we're under website,
Over here.
we go into main text, and then over on the right hand side it says view your home page above the box. It's blue and it's underlined. You see it? Yes?
Ah,
Got it?
slowly but surely. I'm getting
Okay, good. Wait for it. All right, so this is editable as far as which type of site you want. And over on the left-hand side, when you get back to that home page for the website, it is editable from the type of visual you give your people's with their experience. So it says consumer site theme. If you click on that, there are several different themes that you can use. As you see, I've used this one. This is the one that's activated, or this is the one that's actually active. You can change that from time to time. And it's the color and background and all of that. So if I chose to change it at this point, I could actually activate this one. It would deactivate the other one. And so then I'm going back over to main text. And now view your home page. And it looks completely different, right?
Mhm.
And so you can change it, you can give it a different feel, you can have it set up a little bit different. But what will happen is people will be able to do a search in this section, find a home, and then they'll be able to use it 2 or 3 times, and then it will ask them to register. So see more listings, access, and this will also let them set up their own searches. Now, in the regular eEdge account, the market leader account per se, it actually does not show what people are looking at. And so what I want you to see is in an area where I'm looking at all my contacts, you can see that if I click on, let me go back for a second, go recently active. You see under the tab contacts, there's all contacts, the next one down is recently active. Everybody with me? Just shake your head. Okay, everybody with me? All right, so when we go to recently active, it will show me people who have been recently active on my website as recently as yesterday afternoon at 3:42 p.m. It shows me when they were there, and it also shows me what they looked at. So with this one, as an example, I can click on the alerts that he has set up, and it shows me what areas he's searching, and it shows me which properties he looked at down below and how many times. So this one actually really grabbed his interest. He looked at it twice. So I know when he's opening it, how often he's there, how many properties average he's looking at, and it would give me an opportunity to send him an email from there, or I can actually send an email from here. I could send listings from here. I can actually schedule a reminder from here so that I go back and check to see if he opened the ones I sent him. So pretty interactive, and this is eEdge Pro, or Market Leader Pro. It's about a $50 upgrade, but just being able to see what my clients are doing becomes very insightful to see, because most of these people I've never met. So for me to see how often they go, this gentleman goes there almost every day. It's crazy. And he's not going to buy a house. He already told me that. He just bought a house not long ago.
So why is he
He
shopping?
really likes real estate. So guess what I'm dripping about?
Joining KW.
Yeah. He's retired. He's got nothing to do with his time. So even though that's one of his favorite pastimes, looking at the internet, watching for houses, and he's got a great site that he goes to on a regular basis. I gave him my app as well. I said, see all the tools we have? You need to come in and see our office. Come and visit with me. Love to introduce you to what we have to offer. Might be a great pastime for you. Since you love real estate so much, maybe you'll get into investing. Maybe you'll get into helping the people that you know. You just never know where your next recruit is going to come from. And so when you see somebody that's highly active in looking and searching and learning how to set up alerts and all of those types of things, it makes sense to kind of connect the dots. So I'm really glad that I upgraded. It's about a $50 a month addition. But he may decide that he sees something one of these days that's absolutely just, I gotta move. I love this house. And because I don't bug him, he may just call me back and say, I'd really like to look at that one. It really caught my eye. Who knows? So, in your email and reminders tab, you can send an email from here, you can archive from here, you can see the sent items just like any other email. With Pro, you can schedule emails to go out whenever you want.
You cannot schedule with regular
Without,
Edge?
no. Which is the second reason why I upgraded, because I wanted to be able to send out timed emails that go out to all of my coaching students. So I want to make sure I stay in contact with you, bring things to you, flyers to you, calendars to you, that kind of thing. And so in order for me to do that, I needed Pro. So it's something that I would use for a lot of things at this point. And so it's pretty simple. You can compose an email. I set my contacts up in groups. And here's why. Because if I go in here to the two, it's going to let me decide who's going to get an email. So any groups that I have set up, I can actually do a drop down, and if I want to just send to coaching students, I just would click the coaching students group. You see how that is? Right there? That drop down? Lisa and I were talking a little while ago, local realtors for possible KW recruits. So I could schedule an email to go out once a month to remind them about some kind of training that we have that might be instrumental for their business and invite them. So another type of drip campaign, something that you could put up, and all you'd have to do is go in and edit the attachment. So for instance, we have this next week we have coming up staging in photos. It's called Glam It Up. It's kind of a sexy title, Glam It Up. We're talking about glamming up your listing, making sure that your pictures are great, making sure that all the information is correct, making sure that it looks its best when it comes, when people come to take a look at it. And so that might be something that would be added to that drip campaign.
When is that going to
Yeah, I think it's, let me look. I'll be able to tell you because the calendar's right here. It is the 23rd. It's a Monday at 1 o'clock. And we have somebody who takes really great pictures, and we have a staging company that's coming to actually share with us what they do, how that works. And so really great to be able to hear from others. We're also going to have a webinar from Realcomm in the classroom on the 27th. I will log into the webinar and we'll do it right here so that everybody can get their questions answered at the end. And so we're going to do that on the 27th at 1 o'clock. So when I figure out how to actually share this calendar, that would be really, really helpful. So if I export it, will that work?
It should.
Export
I
it
would
to a
think.
PDF.
I would think it should, yeah.
Export it to a PDF. Where? To my desktop, all right. Why is
Well,
it
this doesn't
saving
give
it
you
as
an
coaching? No, calendar, March calendar. Okay, so more than likely it shows up as a calendar, so if I want to send that out, for instance, yeah, I probably need to upload it first. Let's see if this works. Attach a file. desktop.
It didn't save it as a PDF, I don't think, though.
There
did
it is. Okay, so cancel. So if we go to that calendar and save it as a PDF, let's see if I can open it. I just wanted to show you how it works. So hopefully I can do that. See, it doesn't have a save as.
I was gonna say, sometimes if you hit save, it'll give you an option to, or if you go to print, will it give you like a PDF option? Sometimes under print, there's it'll turn it into a PDF for you.
All right, well, let's find out.
So if you go to all your
Okay,
printers,
so we're gonna get rid of both of those. We're gonna actually move it to large or larger. Continue.
It's printing somewhere.
so if you do the
Oh,
drop down on
PDF.
the printer, yeah, say, oh, save as
Save as
PDF.
PDF.
Okay.
Here we go.
Where? Desktop.
So it's gonna save it in the right place. Yes, replace it. All right. So let's close this. That's a PDF, so we're gonna throw that in the garbage. And I'm gonna open this back up. So now if we want to attach the file,
I think it's the second one down at the top.
oh, calendar. Okay. Great. Attachment failed. Thank you.
All that work.
Will that let me do it, you think?
You could try it, yeah.
Oh, it wants the
Oh,
source.
no.
That, you have to actually save it to Tiny Pics and then, yeah, all of that. So, anyway, you can see how that is a possibility, just isn't a possibility at this very moment. Yeah, a couple of things that you can do is you can actually set up some quick email responses. So if you actually got an email from someone, you could send a welcome automatically. And you could actually, if somebody said, I was looking at a property on your app and saw it, they might even send you a link that says, you know, I'm interested in this property, share the link with you, and you could open it up and decide you want to respond to them. This could have a number of quick, so if I click on this, it will actually pull up a pre-designed email, and so that will also let you do that, so you've got some quick things going on. With the flyers, you can actually upload them here with an address from Tiny Pics that will let you put that source in on this line and upload a flyer, like things that we build for the training calendar in Michael Lewis Marketing Suite, pretty big program, and so it will let you upload things into eEdge to send them out. So if you did like a market snapshot for your client, you might want to save it to Tiny Pics and then upload the link to it, and it will open it up in eEdge. So if you're adding text or emails that you're adding to your drip campaign, you can actually do it through that kind of a program. And so that's this little box here. You also can add links. Cancel this. This is remove links and this is add links. So if you wanted a link, for instance, to, so if I wanted to make this as an interactive link that was on there, I could put www.debbymc.com. Okay, so right there will be an interactive link instead of down here in my signature. So if I wanted to send something to someone with the link to my website, I could actually do that. There's also a link to your app. You could put that in there. So all those types of things, be thinking about the links that you can attach. Sometimes people want to know information about schools. Maybe you take a link from the website and send it to them so that they can individually look at the schools themselves, rather than us saying, oh, well, this school's better than the other, because our tendency is to be informative. You know, just be careful about being informative. But there are plenty of links that we can add to help people get the information that they want. Maybe there's a link to a particular city's website so that they can look up and find out, you know, if it's in a floodplain, or if it's, we want to educate our clients, but we don't want to be the one spilling our guts. So you could actually have some of those links saved on your computer. Say, this is the Northville link, this is the Novi link, this is the schools link, this is this, and just have it in a Word file and be able to copy and paste that link. Think about those things. Those are quick things that you can do to be the expert. So I need to take all of this back off of here so that I don't send an email inadvertently. So again, your contacts, you're going to put all your contacts into here. You're going to need an email, and one of the tips that I will say is if you're going to put your emails in, there is a spot. So if we're going to add a contact, you'll see there is a spot for their legal name and their nickname. Now, when you get ready to go into .loop, if your client is already in your eEdge as a contact, recently I had this problem because I put Nick in as the client. Nick and his last name. So when I went into .loop to write an offer, it pulled Nick. The bank refused to take our offer because it wasn't signed Nicholas. It was only signed Nick. They did not want a nickname, they wanted an actual name. So just know that if you put in their full name up here where it says first name, last name, you're going to put their legal name that, like they would take title to a property. So be thinking about that. That's what you do for a living. So how are people going to take title to this property? Well, they're going to take title in their legal name, not their nickname. So if it's Jim, you're going to put in James. If it's John, you might put in Jonathan, if that's their real name. And so just know that, because it will be a mess if it's in as a nickname. I can promise you. It's happened more than once to me because I've got lots of names in here and didn't know that answer, so I'm warding off your problems. So we want to make sure that you totally understand. You can actually do a multiple listing service search here. Gives you that availability to be able to look. So if we wanted to look, for instance, in Redford Township, we could look 05031. So we're going to go search. No matches found, perfect. So let's give it a little bit more.
Debbie, going back to the contacts input, if you input, if I input a contact in my database and then you input that exact same contact, this E-Edge doesn't have a way of knowing that that person is in multiple databases, right?
I'm not clear about the question. It won't let you put him in more than once
In
in
my contacts.
your contacts.
But if I have a contact and you have the same contact, the system will let us both put that contact in.
Yes,
That's what I was asking.
because most of you put my name in your campaign. So I get campaigns from you, not from you, but I get campaigns from Kavita and from, you know, a number of different people in the office. So yes, it will let you put, just because I have that contact and you have that contact, until we actually do business with them, and we're under a contract, I mean, I could have people in my database presently that you already know, and you have every intention of doing business with them. If you have an exclusive agency, I'm hands off. So he who gets to them first wins. I mean, truly, that is. I mean, if I fail to reach out to the people that I know, and you happen to know some of the same people and they decide to buy a house and you get them in an exclusive agency, while they're in an exclusive agency with you, I cannot touch them. So even if I did reach out to them and said, oh, I just want to let you know I'm in real estate, even if they didn't tell me you were their contact, they might say, I have another agent. So in all of Keller Williams, I'm sure there's people in Keller Williams that have my contacts in their databases, because that's happened in the office that I've heard about.
Well, and that's why I asked, because I was attempting to put someone in, and it kept telling me that person was already in the database.
In
And I'm
your
looking at-
database.
Well, but I was looking at my list of contacts, and maybe I wasn't clear if there was someplace else within my database that they could have been.
Yes.
Because I
Yes.
was looking at my list of contacts, and I didn't see them there twice.
Okay, but were they possibly in .loop? There is a possibility for them to be
Maybe.
in .loop, and they eventually would show up in your database as well. So you could have put them in there in an effort to start a loop,
Okay.
and nothing transpired with it, perhaps.
But that loop would have been the only other place that I could have entered duplicates of the same person.
No, the other duplicate might be that somebody went to your website and they set up an alert of their own that you don't even know about because you don't have Pro. So they could already be in your loop
Okay.
because they went to your website. So I guess that's a possibility. But other than that, no. So creating your marketing is in this tab, and there's a design library. So you can actually see some of the things that are in .loop automatically. So there's happy birthday cards, there's all types of, there's greeting cards, flyers, emails that are already produced, postcards, just listed, just sold. They're already in there. If you were going to use them, they would automatically have your information on them because you've already put it in your admin section. Once you put it in your admin, it auto-populates to everything you use. So, for instance, postcards. So here's all the types of postcards. Aw, looky there.
Debbie, have you used the postcards from here?
Not yet. I'm just seeing a bunch of really cool ones. So, no, not yet, but you can personalize them and download them as a PDF, so they don't have to cost you anything. They're already produced. But you can also add a mailing list, and professional print services start at 29 cents, so you add a mailing list, add it to the cart, and they'll take care of it for you. We also have Michael Lewis Marketing Suite that allows you to do that within their system as well. So they have different types of things that they've developed in order for us to have a wealth of flyers, postcards, mailers, greeting cards, announcements, whatever we want to actually use. And so we don't lack the tools. So there's Keller Williams Marketing here, just listed, just sold, and free shipping. So you also have the availability to go to create a new campaign. You can make your own designs and save them in there. There's places for custom design and all of that. You can certainly do that as well. Then there's different kinds of campaigns that you can schedule. So this is 10 days of pain, and almost all of that is activity in an email. As we get down to some of the ones that are built for you, in the 36 touch, 33 touch, there is a campaign, there's 8x8s, there's 12x12s, there's lots and lots of campaigns. All right, let's get down to 33 touch. Guerrilla marketing, perfect. Wonder if it has a picture of a gorilla. Just kidding. Landscaping tips. That's interesting. So you look at the campaign, and it's got a creative way to keep up with your client about what might look well with their property. And then it calls for an activity. You see step 5? That's a phone call. That's you picking up the phone and actually talking to someone instead of sending an email. I know phones are heavy. However, they're really easy to pick up once you have a script. And if you're at Power Hour, you'll learn scripts. So, a number of different campaigns, no matter what you want to do. There's seller lead conversion. There's seasonal greetings. So it actually would have a whole set of greetings for different reasons. So you can see there's campaign after campaign. Now, our 33 touch, I blew right past it apparently. There we go. Here's one. So it's a year-round campaign for your Mets, for the people that are in your database, and really easy to set up. You can take a look at the campaign, see if you like that style. If you do, it shows you what activity is supposed to happen. So you've got a task, a task, a task, a task, a phone call, and then from there are a number of campaign pieces that are already developed, which shows them what's happening in the marketplace, graphs and diagrams. There's also types that have tips. Okay, why'd that go dark? That's not good. So there's a number of different styles of your 33 touch campaign. There's one that has 26 steps that are emails, and those emails are already developed. You just page through and see what's available. Looks like I went to the same one again. Home ownership matters. I think that's one of the ones I saw this morning from somebody else. So this is the marketing center. So I would go around in there and play with them, see what looks good to you. You can decide which ones you want to use, which ones you don't want to use. Upgrade options are here, and that takes you to Market Leader and explains some of the things that are upgrades. And might be something you'd be interested in, so by all means, take a look at it. There's also another help button. If you want to find out what specific things, if you go in here and you see a little flag, see this little flag right here? For instance, here we go. This actually, under Market My Listings, this automatically will post to Craigslist because I have Pro. Without it, see the little flag? It's a Pro feature.
Can you show us what that looks like if you would want to do that? So if we would know if we wanted to upgrade?
So if I wanted to send this listing as a new post, it would pull the information from the listing, open the Craigslist post,
I think it was Farmington, yeah. Debbie, I think you just leave it on mail relay. That way, or would you want them to have your direct email?
or is that what that said?
Yeah, this will just kind of blindly forward to your email.
Okay. It's, okay.
But you can put it in your phone if you want them to be able to call you.
Okay, so I wouldn't need to put anything else in here because it will auto-populate it all?
That's what I don't know.
Me neither. I haven't played with
Do you
it.
really want to put it on Craigslist?
Well, let's see, if I continue, let's see what happens.
Yeah.
Oh, those are required fields.
Oh, I guess maybe the trick would be to copy the body.
There you go.
Now we know.
Oh.
Hello. But we didn't know.
No,
I thought it would directly put it in there for you.
so did I. Especially when it populated the whole thing at the beginning.
The first time.
Right. So I'll have to play with it to answer your questions. See,
Yeah.
that's what I thought. Oh,
Okay, what does this say?
open Craigslist to post, mark as posted in list.
Oh,
Because it's filling out the information. So if I do that, mark as
Okay.
posted list. Let's see what happened.
Oh.
The listing was successfully marked as posted. So
Only
it's on
you-
Craigslist. Oh, boy.
Yeah, watch out.
Watch out, I'm gonna get calls.
Yeah.
Okay,
All right, well, that's good though.
yeah,
That was super quick.
it is.
I hope that buyer doesn't mind.
What?
Hope
That seller isn't
doesn't
upset?
mind.
Your listing's on Craigslist, perfect. Perfect.
Is there a reason you wouldn't want to put it on Craigslist?
Just
No,
some crazy
probably not.
stalkers.
Probably not. I mean, I
I
just
know they get all
I just bought
kinds
a
of
license
people.
plate that says Keller Williams, Debbie McLaughlin, and my phone number on it. My cell phone. What was I thinking?
You know what, Jenny? I have been around mine too with my web address, and whenever I feel like I'm not driving very nicely, I'm like, those people are hating me. Like, I'm like, why did I put my name on there?
They're called police.
Debbie, would you speed up a little?
That's what I'm thinking.
That's
I'm
fine.
just waiting, you know, we'll see. I haven't put the frame around it yet. I'm like, maybe, maybe not. How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good.
I just love that.
Oh, it is fun. We're having lots of
That's
fun.
just awesome.
So, need more buyer leads, check availability. Here we go. So, don't know what that means.
Thank you, a representative will call you. Debbie, everybody's gonna
Oh,
call you.
perfect, of course. Would you knock it off?
Your phone's gonna be ringing with all crazy.
Oh, yeah. But see, there's site analytics, which I don't even know how to evaluate whether that's a good thing or not, but it actually gives you charts and graphs and, you know, this is what's going on. I'm like, okay, good.
Now, did you also say that because you upgraded to the Pro, that you also get some Trulia leads pulled to you?
No, I bought Trulia leads.
You bought those?
And so Pro cost me less money. So if you're going to buy Trulia leads, or even probably Zillow now, I don't know which.
Right.
When I actually was working with, I had some leads that I was buying. They were doing Market Leader was doing a promo and said, you know, as long as you have, or if you buy Trulia leads, we'll give you Pro for $25 a month. So just make sure you ask. If you're gonna buy leads and you're gonna upgrade, maybe it will be cheaper.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was because we were at Mega Camp or if it's generic across the board. Good thing to ask, Bill.
Yeah.
So, do you have specific questions about your E-Edge dashboard that I can answer?
I'm okay with that.
You're okay with that? And see, this actually, from the dashboard, it shows me who's been recently there. And down in the corner, it actually shows me who's been online recently.
Is that what the Pro
Yes,
feature as opposed to,
I believe it is.
but you wouldn't get, okay. We wouldn't
You
get
received 28 new contacts in the last 38 days. 30 days. And this is visitors in the last 30 days has gone up significantly.
Can I ask you where it shows you on your dashboard that you have that Pro?
Well, mine
app?
says Market Leader Professional. Yours says
Oh.
Market Leader.
Okay.
But I know scheduling email is an add-on. I know that posting to Craigslist is an add-on. I know that it added some of the campaigns. There's a lot more campaigns available, a lot more stuff that's done for you already available. That was an upgrade. Admin, it's what's going on with your site and the website analytics and the performance evaluator. And, you know, I get really low scores because I don't spend much time in here, because I'm spending time with you, all of you. So that's good. But you can see that it's very helpful for me to know what's going on in here. So this person's looking for somebody to give them an idea, is planning on selling in the next 1 to 3 months. So I need to give him a call today. He went to my website yesterday. He's from Trulia. So,
So it imported it right in.
yes, because I bought them from Trulia and because the email that I use is the one that I developed that they actually encompassed in here. Because my email address in my admin section
Is
is
that?
Debbie@debbiemc.com. Debbiemc.com is my website.
Right. So I requested, like you said, for them to use twick@kw.com as my email here, because that's the one I'm.
At KW.
At KW.
Okay.
Because that's the one I have on my business card, on my postcards,
That's what we
everything.
were talking about this morning. Whatever you put on your business card is the one you really want to be generic with e-edge.
Yeah,
Mine's Mac.com, but, you know, if I order another 2,000 cards, which will be not too long from now, because I've gone through
Yeah.
another 2,000 cards. But when I do that, it will also be Debbie@debbiemc.com.
yeah.
Because I have debbiemc.com and I have debbiemc.info,
Yes.
and both of them in the language, let me see if I can go here for you. Home, website admin. So this is your agency website. And right now, the information that's in here, if I go to,
That's different from the consumer website?
yes,
How did you get to the e-agency one?
I'm
What
glad
was
you
your
asked.
path?
Okay, so,
Did you go back to dashboard?
close window. Went back to the dashboard and I went to home. And then I went down to agent website admin. Now you can get to it from here, or you can get through it to it from the technology tab. Same place,
That's
same
different word.
access, just different place to go.
That is very confusing.
Well, they want to make sure, see, when you come in as a brand new agent, this home tab, they actually want you to go to welcome new agents, and it will walk you right through. It will get you in touch with what we have available. And so if we went to welcome new agents, you can see that the technology setup, all of it's here. So if we clicked on the technology, this is all the technology to set everything up, and the video clips to go with it, which come from the KW Connect section of the website. So they've actually grouped it all together and said, okay, what we want you to do is we want you to start here. Here's an orientation. It's 4 minutes long. We want you to understand the dynamic. And so that's your homepage. That's the first place you go. I wasn't teaching e-edge when everybody came, so that is what I teach now in the e-edge class, is you're going to that home section and say, okay, have I done this? Have I talked to the orientation? Have I gone to the white pages and filled it out? Have I activated my KW email address, which is a Google address? Do all of you have a Google address? You have a Google address, we know that. That was this morning, we talked about that. Do you have a Google address?
I
You have
think KW.com
KW.com is a Google
It is a
address.
Google address.
So it's a Gmail account,
That's, yeah.
right. And so if that's the email you're going to use, see, I also have debbiemc@kw.com. So I could use that one, or I could use Debbie@debbiemc. The one thing that I think I regret, and I'm not sure yet, but I'm thinking that a URL should actually have SEO capability,
Right.
and Debbie MC, nobody knows. and they're not searching for WMC. So it would have been better for me to put Northville Novi KWagent.com.
Right.
Because then, when we go in and people are searching Novi, am I gonna show up? Maybe. Or DebbieSellsNovi.com, or whatever you wanna do, but that actually gives you some SEO that doesn't happen automatically with my site. And so, that probably was an error in judgment. I've just used WMC forever. And so it made sense to me. But people misspell Debbie, and they misspell Mac. Because it's WMC, it's not Debbie Mac. Even though people call me Debbie Mac. And they put an E on the end of Debbie, so that's a different Debbie. And she's in there. There is a Debbie with an E, McLaughlin. Are you kidding me?
Is there really?
Or is
In
there a
Keller
Debbie
Williams.
with-
Really?
Or is there a Debbie with an MAC? Or a Debbie with a Y?
No, it's Debbie with an E, right, could be a Debbie with a Y, could be Debbie, or it could be Deborah, or it could be Deborah. If I had used Deborah, maybe that would be better, I don't know. But what I know is that WMC doesn't have any SEO. And your URL should get you some SEO. So if somebody were going to coach me at this point, or I were going to coach you, when you go to get a URL, which I do recommend, because I can tell you, you have two sites. One of them is Lisa Walker at kwrealty.com. Long email.
It's too long.
Exactly. So your URL would be redirected to the email you chose, or I'm sorry, the website address that you chose to create SEO for your business. So whatever that looks like, that's a way for you to get that answer. I mean, you could go in and find out Lisa Sells Homes is available, and homes is a regular thing people search for. So if you say Lisa Sells Southfield Homes, and your e-agency website's even worse. And what I mean by that is, if we go back to where we were, and we go to the e-agency site, I don't know if it'll show up on mine because mine's already been redirected. But we were talking about it this morning. Yours is Lisa Walker 14 at kwagent.com, right? Kind of long, again. So getting a URL to actually change that and create that commonality so that when people are searching, you're coming up. That's how you're going to get to the top. Now, what you can do with your e-agency site, you can develop it differently. This is mine. I spent about $600 to get my e-agency website up and running because I wanted to create a different look for that portion, which is not your average consumer. It's people who want to go to a site, they like the site, they're going to go back there constantly for information. So I wanted to set up school, golf courses, a real estate blog, my apps here, links to stuff. And so, but you see the address across the top? way too long. But I'm not very happy that that address is there versus the address that it should redirect from.
It should.
Yes, and they did that, and they have my GoDaddy website information, so they could have redirected it and masked
Right.
the other name. It should say wmc.info across the top, period, nothing else. And so, keeping that in mind, as you're spending money, if you're going to spend money, that would be the site that you spend it on, instead of the other one, which is a very static, already built website. All you had to do was put in phone number, email, and choose which template you want, and picture, and you're up and running. This one takes a little bit more to get that to happen. But it also has capability to do a few different things, like have a blog. You can't add a blog page on your eEdge website. So this can be more of a robust website, and you certainly want to you certainly want to put your information in. Other than that, you don't need to do much of anything.
You can't add a blog to your eEdge website.
That's correct.
That's the consumer website.
That's correct.
Debbie, do you know, is this, which one this is? Because this is the one I put my URL on.
That is the agency.
So that's good. That, I'm supposed to have my own URL on this one.
Do you have only one URL?
Yeah.
Did you get it from GoDaddy?
Yeah.
My suggestion is that you go back and get, is that .com? I would get .net, .info, .biz. I buy all four of them if they're available at the time.
Okay.
I should have bought Debbie MC with an E
I know.
and redirected it. And you could do that. You could actually have a number of different URLs that directed them to the same place. But I wanted them to match and just be two different ones, and you know, at the bottom of everything I can have a link to each one of them, and they can choose whichever one they want to work with. So if I were blogging on a daily basis, I would put that, or a weekly basis or whatever, if I was creating value.
I don't see where it says blog.
It doesn't automatically, they
You have
built
to
it.
pick it.
I had to add it. You can add a page. You can add any pages you want. Does they have school?
Well,
Does
it
it have
says
golf courses?
buyer resources, seller resources.
Okay, see, mine has schools. I
Yeah.
wanted a school tab.
Mhm.
So under the school tab, I could actually go in, and if I were really adept at doing these kinds of things, I could
You're not, Debbie?
add content.
I
What?
see.
You're not?
Are you questioning me? So you see, those were all pages that got added.
I see. I need to add my testimonials.
Yep. I need to get some.
Yeah.
I never asked for them.
I always ask.
I know, there's lots of things I haven't done in the past that I'm kicking myself for. After 40 years? What in the world? What was I thinking?
Well, how were you supposed to know about all this website stuff? You didn't know.
No, when I started, we had a book.
Yeah, I had that book too.
It's like, I want to come into the office and see what we have available.
Yeah, I know.
It's not called searching on the internet back then. Computer, what's that?
You had floor books.
What?
Floor books.
Floor books,
Yeah,
yes.
Floor books, yeah.
Yeah,
You did.
definitely have floor books. And so this is where you would design that website. So if you're adept at doing those things, by all means. If you're not, what you do at a very minimum is you're going to go in and put your information, which is edit contact information. That's this page. It's going to populate to the white pages. And the reason why you want to do that, and I just found this out at family reunion, and not very happy about it.
Oh, no.
If you go to www.kw.com, I was never taught I needed to develop my e-agency website. Now, if somebody goes into this and says, find an agent, and they type in don't want that to auto-populate because I am at 375. So they gotta have all the right information, but then if they search for me, I show up.
I just did me, I showed up, that was good.
That was good.
Yeah.
And so if they say, oh, I wanna visit her website, maybe she's got some information about her area.
But Debbie,
Guess where it takes you?
look at this. Yours says debbiemc.info there. Remember you were upset
Correctly,
earlier?
yes.
Internal to the KW system, when someone searches,
Okay.
and mine also shows up with that gobbledygook.
Okay,
But
internally.
From externally, I have mine too.
Okay.
So I.
So it shows up your e-agency website. It points to the e-agent KW, the KW International, points to your e-agency website, so it must be set up. Don't not do that. Even if it just has basic information, it's better for people to actually be able to find you. Because if your client moves to Texas and they say, gee, I wonder what Deb's doing, they can go to the MyKW or to the KW website and look me up. Before I knew that we needed e-agency up and running, they wouldn't have known I had a website. That's not good. Especially, and see, this is the email I would give to all of the referral agents across the nation who are inside and outside Keller Williams. So this is where I would direct them so that their clients have lots of resources for information. Now, I do have anybody going to this site, as we were looking earlier, let's see if I can get back there. So if we're going into the e-agency admin, come on, knock it off. I got kicked off the internet. So the agent admin administration, minimally, you need to edit your information. Whether you have a domain name or not, as long as you're filling out the white pages section, it will find you. Got it?
You know what I don't understand? It says populate from white pages.
Right, the white pages is in your e-agency. And you see the email address I have here at this point? It's the Debbie MC. So if anybody goes to that website and they send an email from here to me, it should show up in my eEdge dashboard. Because I wanted both of the websites to go to one place.
Yep, all leads in one area.
All leads in one area. So that will systematically make a lot of sense. Once everything's set up and it's all going to one place, you've got one place to look for your new people. So the white pages, let me show you where they are so that you're clear what that means. So we're going to go back to my KW. We're going to go back into my contacts. And I'm going roundabout because we keep getting that error. So if I go into admin, my account, that is your white pages. That is white pages.
It should say that.
Yeah, it should say that. So let me just look at one more place. Welcome new agents. So white pages, fill out your profile.
KW White Pages. Fill out your profile. Every Keller Williams agent automatically receives an online profile page, which can be found through the agent search function on the national level and office level websites. You'll want to think of your profile page as your professional branded online business card. As soon as you're activated in MyKW, you'll enter a few pieces of information in your White Pages profile editor, and your profile will appear in agent searches on the KW websites. If you start from the mykw.kw.com homepage, you'll see the profile photo placeholder at the top left corner of the page, as well as your profile completeness score. The more information you add to your profile, the richer your online presence will be. However, you don't absolutely need your profile completeness to be at 100% to start using it. To get started, click on the profile link under your photo placeholder to access the KW White Pages profile editor. After clicking Profile, you'll come to the Contact Information Comparison page, where you'll see several sections that can be edited. Most associates will have an agent role in their profile, but if you're a commercial or luxury member, you'll see additional sections to address the information associated with those memberships. In this section, we'll focus on the two core sections, beginning with your referral profile. To edit your referral profile, click Edit under My Referrals. Edit will take you to the view of the Edit Referral page. This is where you'll enter the information that other agents will see when searching for you in the referral directory. We'll review the required fields one by one. Team name is where you'll enter your brand name or your team's name. Under specialties, you'll mention specific types of customers or properties that you focus on, such as for sale by owner or real estate owned properties. The designation section will include any certifications or affiliations with professional real estate organizations that you want to highlight. The slogan is where you'll write a short statement that represents your business. And the city service area is used when agents look for you in the referral directory. This field is also tied on how you are found when a potential client performs a city-state search on KW.com. It's a good idea to spell these in as many variations as possible. An example of this could be Dallas-Fort Worth. There are several different abbreviations for this city name, such as DFW, just Dallas, or just Fort Worth. Spell the name in as many different ways as possible to ensure that a potential client will match what you have entered. Be sure to add all of the languages spoken, and the website field shows what you have named your KW agent website. This particular field is only for your reference. And the best way to add referral notes is to ask yourself why another agent should refer leads to you, and then craft a short message to them. After saving the referral page, scroll down and you'll see the associated information section of your profile. This is a compilation of your contact information, social media links, and other information. While some of this already may be populated, there's more to fill out. And it's important that you fill out as much of this form as possible. Here's some fields that you may need help with. The first item you'll see is the agent profile photo. This will appear on your MyKW homepage, in your Market Center intranet, and on your KW.com agent profile page, as well as a referral directory. Make sure your business has a face. Click the Upload Agent Photo to add your best agent photo or team photo. This function requires Java, so you may need to install or update your Java plugin in order to use a photo upload feature. Under the photo, you'll see your current roles in your Market Center. Make sure you are associated with the correct Market Center or Market Centers if you're a part of more than one. If you're not satisfied with your current username to access MyKW, you may change it in this location. And if the More ID field is blank, please notify your MCA, as this links you to many important internal databases. Make sure you completely fill out all address information. This information doesn't have to be the Market Center's address. If your office is housed in another physical location, you may enter that address. This is also the address on which you'll receive mail from KWRI. Scrolling down the page, you'll see the following fields. The business phone number, which can be connected to the Market Center or home office number. You'll want to complete the mobile phone and mobile carrier fields to be eligible to receive text messages regarding your listings from the mobile.kw.com website. And if you don't have a fax number, it's not necessary to enter one. However, it is best practice to add your Market Center's fax number. Then, choose your country, either Canada or the United States. Continuing to scroll down the page, you'll see more fields. The biography field will serve to provide a little bit of personal information about you and your real estate career on your KW.com profile page. The display URL is a custom link that points directly to your KW.com agent profile page. You can add any available name in the open field, being sure not to use any spaces or underscores. Next, you'll have the option of adding 5 social media buttons as well as a YouTube video to your profile. Pay close attention to the instructions underneath each field to ensure that all of your links will function properly. Continuing down the page, select the languages that you speak and indicate whether you're a member of any of our specialty divisions. If you are a member of our luxury or commercial divisions, those will be indicated for you once your membership is activated. You'll also have the opportunity for including a brief biography to appear on your luxury or commercial websites. And lastly, the Display for Consumers option allows your profile to show up when someone searches for you on KW.com. It will also push your profile information to your Market Center's website. Your email address is tied to many calls to action, including the Email Me link on your listings and your KW profile page. KWRI will also use this email address to correspond directly with you. This is one of the most important pieces of your White Pages profile. Take a moment to make sure the correct email address is entered, and as always, don't forget to save. The next time you visit MyKW, your profile score will indicate your level of completeness. And if for some reason you're still not at 100% and believe you've completed all of the fields correctly, please use our support resources for assistance. But again, the score of 100% is not necessary in order to have a great profile.
Okay, so if we go back to the home page, this is where they're talking about. Does that say White Pages somewhere? No, it says profile page. But, so if you go in here and you edit any of these, it's actually looking like that page that they had open. So you can see that all of that information is there. ID, if there isn't something in there, I can tell you what goes in there. Our office is 140, and then it has a star, it looks like, and then the last four of your social. That's so KW International could find you if they needed to. The address, the email, your carrier that you have for your cell phone, fax number, experience. I need to change that to 40 years. Can you believe it? I can't.
I like to say, the days are long, but the years are short.
Isn't that true?
Oh.
Okay, so again, Facebook, all of the ones that you may or may not have, use. So then save if you made a change. And see, the email in this one as well is debbie@debbiemc.com. So I need to change the header on my other website that actually shows my MAC address, on the one they built for me. So if we go back, I guess that's not a good idea. So the referral page needs to set up as well. So you want to make sure you got that clicked, because there is a yes, show me on the site.
My logo wasn't at the top of my E-Edge site. It said no logo.
Okay.
It seems like I would have loaded it in.
So your slogan, for instance, mine is opening doors is my business.
Mm-hmm. Where did you put that? Is that where yours shows up, in that logo area?
That's under slogan.
Yeah.
And I need to add service areas. So in order to add service areas, oh, why did I do that?
Oh.
I hate that during class, especially when it's being recorded. It's like, really? It doesn't think I'm logged in anymore. See, this says check availability. So just realize that if it says check availability on my transactions on your website when you're in there, it's because you've been automatically logged out. Because it won't go anywhere. It'll pretend like I don't even belong here. It's like, what? So it's because I've been logged out automatically by the system. But there I am someplace else, so. Edit details for referrals. That's where we were. Maybe it'll take me in there this time. Apparently not. Okay. So I have to check to see why this support button is here. Just know you're not the only ones that have questions. It happens regularly for all of us. And see, this address right here is your e-agency website. That takes you back to your e-agency contact, which takes you back to your white pages, populated white pages. Remember? It actually took you from where we were. So they're all interconnected, so you just want to make sure, that's why I do a tour of the MyKW, so that you know what each tab does, and you just need to go into each one of them eventually and make sure everything's operating together. Most of it operates automatically together, but there are some pieces you want to make sure are working properly. So that's a wrap for today. Unless you've got specific questions, I can certainly answer whatever you'd like. Okay, so you see, let me just go back to where I just was and show you something, because if you're in your e-agency website, Lisa, that populates from the white pages, if you click on the white pages, watch where it takes me. I'm in the e-agency login section where you're filling out edit contact information. This is e-agency. It says populate from white pages. This will replace your contact info with what is currently entered in white pages. So if I click on that, look at where it takes me. That's the profile page. So see, that's what I'm saying. They're all linked. So, unless we have questions, we're done. You bet.
Thanks, Debbie.
You bet.